A critical part of the learning in the Breech School of Business with the faculty is connecting these students to that theory and the application. We utilize internships, we utilize a variety of activities where they see what it is these business professionals do. And as a result, it becomes a meaningful experience for the students. A great example is our accounting major. I'm pleased to say this year that every accounting major graduate had a job opportunity prior to graduation. And that's a direct result of activities like Breech Business Week, our internship program, and those events that we do routinely here at Drury University.
Arts administration is really the business side of the arts. It's how can a manager create an artistic environment so that musicians, visual artists, writers can thrive doing what they do best. We can study theories in the classroom, but because arts administration is such a practical, hands-on degree, that they need to be getting out in the community, working with different theater companies, working in galleries and in museums, doing specific projects that give them that real-world experience so that when they leave Drury, they are ready to be a dynamic arts manager for the 21st century.
We feel that our training helps students to learn to avoid, I think, an easy temptation to be drawn to simplistic and sort of easy but not true solutions to really complex and ambiguous real-life problems. All of the problems that we're going to face in our professional careers or in our lives involve human beings. The humanities studies humans. What we attempt to do is understand the complexity and ambiguity of human life, how complex it truly is when you're out living it, by looking at different cultures, looking at different time periods, by simply thinking through what do the words and concepts mean that we're trying to bring to the table when we're trying to understand those problems. So studying the humanities can help you to sort of attack problems or think about them from a multiplicity of different perspectives.
A high percentage of our interns will tell us it was just an incredible experience for them, that they actually did get that hands-on experience that gave them the opportunity to see themselves either in that career or not in that career. And so lots of them do appreciate that experience. Some of our majors require that.
For the last 15 years, my students and I have been proposing projects to the NASA Reduced Gravity Student Flight Opportunities Program, which is a program that allows students to fly an experiment of their own design on a NASA aircraft that plummets from 35 to 25,000 feet repeatedly over the Gulf of Mexico. They experience 25 seconds of weightlessness at a time, and they perform their experiments. Our last proposal was one of 10 selected out of about 200 in the nation. They work side by side with astronauts. They work at NASA doing complex and fascinating experiments in zero gravity. It helps to bring these abstract mathematical concepts to a hands-on situation where they're actually working with hardware and software and so on to literally see these concepts in action in the real world.
That still amazes me.
Virtual reality is the idea and the ability to take a computer-generated 3D model and using a piece of hardware, placing you into that 3D virtual model. And what that creates as an opportunity is this sort of full sense of immersion. I see virtual reality and architectural design converging in a really exciting path that is all about informing the design process so that we can make better decisions about buildings, better, more creative decisions about how we construct things, how we build spaces. And then I really think it's an opportunity to further the education of those that we're working for, our clients, to help them understand the ramifications of the decisions that we make collaboratively.
So in Roysearch, I was involved in creating buffer solutions that resemble blood for the use of transportation in organs. And with Dr. Manhuri Manpati's research, I am studying compounds for the anti-cancer properties. In particular, I've had presentation experience at both a national and a regional conference, and so that's two things that stood out on my CV as well, and soon to be publications. I'll have at least 3 publications under my belt when going to graduate school, which is something that very few students have the opportunity to put on a resume before applying to schools.
The relationships between faculty and students at Drury are pretty amazing. From the time a student hits campus, he or she is connected with a faculty advisor, and that person gets to know the student, what he aspires to, what she is curious about, and we work side by side to explore classes, explore opportunities outside of the classroom, and forge, actually craft an education that 4 or 5 years later sets that student up for success.
Well, in 2012, I was fortunate to be granted a Fulbright Fellowship to teach at the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia. The Fulbright Fellowship is one of the leading international fellowships. It's sponsored by the U.S. State Department, and it brings U.S. scholars to countries around the world to teach and to do research. Living here in Springfield and attending university and working at a university like Drury, we're very fortunate to live in a place where there's peace and general prosperity. And one of the experiences I had as a Fulbright scholar was in Bosnia, and seeing the devastation of that war and the consequences that the people there are living with really is a message that I think we need to remember and that we need to bring back, both to understand how fortunate we are here, and also to know that other people are suffering through some considerable traumas, and that there's a kind of a responsibility to know, and a responsibility to be engaged with these kinds of issues globally.
One of the things that I think that's great about Fulbright is it matches professors from the United States with parts of the world that are typically underserved. And likewise, it sends university professors here from other parts of the world. So it's a great exchange. And I think one of the things that's great about global education at Drury is that you think about it in terms of its people and its ideas and its opportunities, and that there's a flow back and forth. It's not just we're on a campus in Springfield, Missouri, and we're isolated, but people from the campus go out and collect these experiences, and we encourage the students to do it too, and then we bring all of that back into the classroom and process it together.
We started this program because we, like a lot of people in this community and around the country, perceived the gap that's emerging between the achievement that African American students have and that of particularly of the white population. And we wanted to do what we could do to make a contribution towards helping young people in this community ensure that they got a chance to completely develop their talents. On the one hand, it's a reflection of Drury and Drury's mission. We're really committed to working with, to serving our community, and using the talents and the resources and the people that we've got to really improve the quality of life for the people we share this place with.
Drury was very fortunate to be one of 20 schools to be accepted to the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon. The Solar Decathlon is a solar house competition where we design and build a solar house to compete in Irvine, California in the fall of 2014. There are 10 different contests that the students will compete in, and they range from not only the solar but architectural design, communications, and marketing. We have a great team. We have 102 students from 21 different majors, and this is a very diverse team that are going to get an engaged learning experience to the nth degree. This is a hands-on project all the way from the design to the construction of this and the marketing of it.
This program started in 1981 and serves kids primarily from all over the state of Missouri, and it serves their needs that maybe aren't being met during the regular school year, giving them differentiated instruction, a sense of self, a sense of community, and in the process, our campus benefits by having these young, bright minds here and available to us to glean energy from them and enjoy their presence. Our jury students get benefits by being around them, seeing their energy, helping with the classes, being residential assistants. Many of them get to spend time with them one-on-one or in group settings, and really then can learn from the differentiated instruction piece that we really push for gifted education.
We see that a lot of our younger students come to campus or they come here as prospective students and say that they want to be involved, that they see service as a fundamental goal that they have for themselves. We are part of this larger community, and we will thrive only to the extent that the larger community thrives, and vice versa. I think one of the things it says about us, in other words, is that we really value and honor the partnerships that are available to us, and that our students, faculty, and staff are central for forming and maintaining really strong partnerships that allow us all to succeed and progress and thrive in the future.